Hello! Today we're going to talk about recycling at home, specifically about managing your waste, because waste is the sixth most concerning item in the global agenda after food security, health, education, gender equality, and Donald Trump. Oh, I'm sorry, Donald Trump. Yes, waste is like growing. Nobody wants it, but you need to do something with him. Come on, Robin, I saved Gothic City and you haven't managed to see my costume? Even Catwoman made up her whole own costume. According to the World Bank, 2.01 billion tons of solid waste is generated annually, but 30% is mismanaged. For example, while 75% of the US waste is recyclable, only 30% gets in the process. Even more concerning, whereas some regions like Europe, North America, and Central Asia collect at least 19% of their waste. Low-income countries like Colombia drop it to 48%, which is a very disturbing fact. Where is the leftover 52% going? Well, perhaps we might ask the Raton Perez, who every night wanders around collecting hundreds of expired children's teeth. Where are you taking these children's teeth and what do you need them for, you creep? But if you think the waste management industry is worthless, think twice, because its estimated worth by 2025 hits the $530 billion, which is not an insignificant amount. Never mind, amid this scenario, individual actions matter. That's why we have brought you a detailed guide over how to easily and efficiently recycle from home. Pay attention.
For starters, at home there's a fundamental way to differentiate our waste, chiefly whether it is solid or liquid, and whether it is recyclable or not. Remember, there are easy ways to separate liquid from solid, like throwing the food leftovers in the plate before washing the dishes, so you won't have to separate them by means of a grating. Now, although most hazardous residua is derived from industrial activity and hospitals, it's also important to acknowledge some toxic, ignitable, corrosive, and toxic waste can be derived from domestic activities, like batteries and cooking oil. In the case of batteries, dispose of them in the special containers you can find at some supermarkets and malls. Let the cooking oil or grease cool and solidify, and then scrape them into a container that can be thrown away. Now, the first and easiest step to separate consists of just finding and reutilizing forsaken stuff from home, like plastic, half-used notebooks, garments you can restore or give it for charity. Make DIY furniture with plastic, cloth, nylon, or any material you have at disposal. Even by selling collected plastic, paper, and tins to a collecting center, this step also involves a second use of water. For instance, the washer's second cycle drops the rinse water. This can be a huge amount of water to wash the car, the bike, the floor, or even to cook. Wait, I'm kidding. The second step is about involving your family in the process, because this way recycling at home will be easier, and also because the more people are caring for the environment, the more effective the collective action is. Well, I do know what you want to hear, to make your very own recycle station. Basically, it consists of three joint cans to separate your rubbish properly, because remember, not everything is waste. The organic can is the receptacle for all organic waste. Though organics are often laborious to recycle, you could make your own compost bin, in case you have a vegetable spot or enjoy growing your own plants. Otherwise, you will have to just throw it into the unusable can. The unusable waste consists of ordinary domestic garbage, like used napkins, toilet paper, contaminated plastic, or any other material that cannot be reused. Put it into a black bag so the trash truck can pick it up and take it to the landfill. Ordinary domestic garbage includes food waste, sanitary waste, styrofoam waste, sweep residua, cigarette butt, used sponges, and porcelain waste. The recyclable waste includes stuff like clean plastic, paper, or glass. And don't just drop any plastic disregarding how dirty it can be. You will have to wash them and clean them before throwing them into the can. Do the same with paper, because dirty or contaminated paper is not useful anymore. Besides, it can ruin the rest of the material. To be more precise, recyclable items include paper and paperboard, chip bags, Tetra Pak containers, glass, tin cans and metal, plastic waste, and garments and rubber boots.
As an example of the impact of not recycling, one of the most affected and impacted by the mismanagement of plastic waste is us marine animals. Sea turtles, for example, mistake plastic waste for a viable food source, sometimes causing blockages in their digestive system. Though the declining sea turtle populations in the oceans are due to a variety of factors, most all of which involve human exploitation, plastic pollution plays a significant role. Separate studies from 2013 suggest as many as 50% of sea turtles are ingesting plastic at an unprecedented rate and dying because of it. Finally, as a conclusion, have you started to think about the amount of bags, plastics, wrappers, boxes, and waste that you create in your day to day? Every year, dozens of tons of plastics end up in the oceans, destroying the marine habitat and health of our planet. Something as simple as recycling can prevent this from happening, and that all the plastic waste we create can have a second life and not end up floating in the sea.
The truth is that practically everything we see around us can be recycled, from electronic waste to biodegradable waste, glass, paper, plastics, clothing, and many objects and materials. This is why the benefits of recycling in general help preserve the planet on many levels. So, the benefits of recycling will be for both humans and the environment. Recycling is very important for the preservation of nature. Recycling avoids the waste of raw materials and non-renewable resources. It also saves energy and avoids contamination. You see, there are many reasons to do it.